I want to share a little bit about a new scam that's going on, and it's been going on since about July, but maybe you just haven't noticed it in your account. So essentially what's happening is people are starting to get emails saying that their account was hacked and that unless you pay up, they're going to release your history and all of that to people you work with or people you know. So let me start by saying all of these emails are fairly similar, and it talks about that your computer is infected and that they have seen everything you've been doing and that you would be embarrassed by what you've seen. For one, hopefully none of that is true and you wouldn't be embarrassed by your internet browsing history. And for two, all of these emails are quite similar in nature, and they're made to fish for information and to pull one over on you. It talks about sending money your way. I know on this one, it's a very specific amount of $507. So keep an eye out for these types of things. You don't have to be worried about your actual email being hacked. But one thing you do need to worry about is if it's got your username and your current password, you need to go in and change your password. And let me start by talking about where this came from. Over the past year, there have been a ton of data breaches on third-party sites that maybe you use that email and password with. Or quite possibly it was an email that was linked to your name, and then the password that you used, even if you used a personal email account, maybe it was the same password. We're all creatures of habit, and typically we use the same passwords for a lot of different logins. So, for instance, this year we've had Facebook, LinkedIn, eBay, Yahoo, just to name a few that have been hacked and data has been extracted from those sites. So more than likely, out of those sites, you're probably a member of one of them and your information could have been compromised. One thing I would also suggest, too, is use your personal email for these other accounts that aren't school related, so that it won't interfere with your school account. That's just a good practice. You know, your school account's not really your personal account, and if you can get a personal email, then I would suggest doing that to connect to these other sites. Now, let me talk about where you can find out if this information's been compromised. There is a website. Now, be careful because it is for advertising. It's trying to get you to sign up for their password keeper, but it's haveibeenpawned.com, and I'll throw up the link to it. So essentially all I need to do is type in my address, and it tells me whether my email has been tied to a data breach. So I'm just going to type in my Stanley County Schools email, and then see, and it tells me that it's been shown as one breach site. Now it doesn't tell me anything else, but that's a good indication that quite possibly my email and password it was leaked or is out there. Now I know for a fact that this year I've already changed my password a few times, so I know I'm good on that end. It's not something I have to worry about. Now if you've had the same password for a while and it says that it was found on a breach site, then we may need to go through there and change your password. Because the good news is, let's say I put in my personal email address. If there is no breach site that account is linked to, it will tell you. So it tells me good news on my personal account that there's been no reported breach. So this will point you in the right direction of securing your account. Like I said, if it shows up that your account was part of a breach situation, you probably want to go through, just as a caution, go ahead and reset your password, change your password to Google, so that hopefully you won't be worried if you get these emails going, well, I have your information and I'm going to sell it off or I'm going to hand it out. So just to recap, emails like this, it's a big scam. It wants you to get all worried, but as a caution, you need to go ahead and reset your password, especially if you get these emails, and that should take care of the issue. If you have any questions about all this, just let me know.